Good morning everybody and welcome to Drusillas. This is the first in a series of videos, we hope, which we the keepers are calling behind the scenes. Whilst we're closed to the public, there is still so much going on at Drusillas, the daily life of looking after the animals, and we would just like to show you a little bit of everything that we are doing here at the zoo to look after the animals until you come back and see us. So as I said, my name is Mark and I'm the zoo animal manager here at Drusillas, and I am just actually on my way to the Saki monkey enclosure to do their daily morning clean. So just walking across the bridge now, and if I turn the camera around, you can just see the Saki monkeys here getting ready for me to come in and clean their shelves and tidy up after their night of making a mess and dropping food everywhere. So let's go in and see what the damage is. Okay, so I am just inside the Saki monkey enclosure at the moment, as you will see just behind me. There they are. Now it's really important during this period of the pandemic that we protect ourselves and we protect the animals that we work with by wearing the appropriate protective clothing, which is why I'm wearing the mask at the moment. So that's probably a little bit different for the monkeys to see us with these masks on our face, but it's very important that we do so. So up here we just have two of the male Saki monkeys. These are white-faced Saki monkeys and they come from South America. They're an absolutely beautiful species. And the female, there is a female up there as well, just at the bottom of these two. And the females are very, very different. They have a very different colour to the male. So it's only the males that have the white face. I'm just in the enclosure at the moment. They've actually been very kind to me. The enclosure is actually very tidy. They're quite tidy monkeys. Do make a little bit more mess on the inside, but just going to clean their windows. So we clean the animals every single day, clearing up the mess and the food and making sure that they are safe and well. And I'll get on and do those jobs, and so they can have their lunch. Okay, so the windows have been cleaned and the floor has been cleared of all of yesterday's bits of food that have been dropped. We have a couple of monkeys up here. This is one of our females, as I mentioned before. You may be able to hear them vocalising. They make some lovely sounds, some very strange noises, some high-pitched noises and some little growly noises. Sometimes they're a little bit on edge, particularly when I come in the enclosure, because if any of them do ever feel a little bit unwell, it's usually myself that ends up having to give them some of the medication, some of the medicine to make them feel better, and that makes them a little bit more wary. But they're still very gentle, and they still come over and they like to get their food from us. Some of the other animals that we have in the enclosure are silvery marmosets. Animals in the wild don't just live on their own. They do come across other species all the time. So we have our Saki monkeys mixed with silvery marmosets. Although they have eluded me at the moment, I don't think there's actually one just peeking around this branch at the moment. You might just be able to see him. He's just here. They're quite nervous animals, but it's really important for the animals that they're mentally and physically stimulated. So if we have other animals in the enclosure, that's somebody else for them to talk to, that's different behaviours, something new for them to look at, lots of different interaction. So it's really, really good for their husbandry and their, as I said, their mental stimulation. So let's take a look inside the house, the monkeys' house where they sleep at night. So all of the work has been done. Monkeys and silvery marmosets are just in here at the moment. All the shelves have been scrubbed, branches have been cleaned, the floor has been swept with a new layer of shavings put down, so everybody's squeaky clean, ready for the day. And no doubt they'll make a mess throughout the day, and we'll have to do it all again tomorrow. They've got fresh water, and their lunch will be on its way in a minute. So with all of the cleaning that we do here at Drusillas, it's really important that we maintain what's called biosecurity. So before we leave the enclosure and enter into another enclosure, we always dip our feet and change our gloves and our masks. So we have foot dips all over the park at every enclosure, and we just dip them in a disinfecting solution so that we don't transfer any germs or nasties into any of the other enclosures. So that's done now. We can move on to our next enclosure to clean.